were a target also, the DEA. And the DEA came in, and I appreciate their input, but they also said if we don't fix it, quote, they will. Their idea of fixing it was they literally said, you know, we'll arrest 5 doctors in the state for overprescribing, and that's how they would shut it down. So we also stepped up then like, okay, it'd be a lot easier for us to handle it because I don't want to see doctors getting arrested, particularly some who aren't, you know, malignantly doing something wrong. And we never wanted to turn this into a witch hunt.
Or 93 and 92. 92 to 96. Yeah.
I know I haven't seen it because I worked there from 91 to 2000.
Really?
So you have to go in.
Yeah. I worked at Decker.
Yeah.
And then I went to
That was the discussion
oh my God, the North Tower.
Yeah. Because Decker was just right around the corner, wasn't it? Just right
It was right off Commerce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the whole old hotel.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Do you want to have a seat up there?
Okay. For the record, I'm Detective Kubiak. This is Detective Danny Bryans, and you are?
Carmen Hernandez.
And you
Worked as a detention officer in a jail.
in the
In the
Plano?
jail.
Okay, all right. And so to understand, you're free to go. You don't have to talk to us. We just, we brought you in because we're doing a death investigation.
Correct.
Or the in-custody investigation on the death of the Mr. Crabtree.
Okay.
And basically, we've kind of reviewed your statement, and we're just going to be following up on some just simple questions that we may have or maybe need clarification. But I like to start out and let you kind of, do you work day shift?
I do.
What hours do you work?
From 6 to 6.
6 to 6? So like
And then
6A to 6?
6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
And then Sundays I work 6 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay. And do you recall where you were working that Friday,
I do.
which was August 4th? Apologize. Let me see. Yeah, it was August 3rd. August 3rd. That was a Friday. Do you remember where you were working at in the jail that day?
I was working the 4th floor, but I had come down to assist on, because we had brought the people down.
Okay.
So I was really, when he got booked in, I was just sitting on, on the back to the back, and I was listening to him. He was like talking.
He was,
He said he was not a detention officer, but like a guard in a prison. So I was really paying attention to what he was saying because he said that. Well, he had a finger missing. And I don't remember what finger it was. And I'm like, how did you get that cut off? Then he was saying stuff like, I have PTSD because of all the evilness stuff that I've seen at the prison. And he was just rambling, and I was listening, but, then I was asking him questions like, well, what did you do? Or, just off the wall questions, but he was answering me.
okay, so would you consider your conversation with him, was there anything out of the ordinary that you had?
No.
Okay.
No, because he was getting booked in by Salcedo. He was right in front of Salcedo, so I was sitting back, and I really shouldn't have been interfering while he was, but it called my attention because he said he was he had worked in a prison.
Okay.
That's why it called my attention.
Sure.
But, he was nonstop talking.
Okay. Nonstop, like...
Like, he was real energetic.
Energetic, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And he mentions to you about maybe working in a prison, being a guard,
Well,
things like that. Is that what kind of heightened your...
He wasn't actually talking to me.
But he was talking. Okay.
Yes. And so every now and then I'm like, I asked him something. I don't recall what I asked him, but I asked him a couple of questions, but because it called my attention.
Would he respond back to you?
Yeah.
So would he turn to you, or?
Yeah, he would look at me and then I guess, turn back to Marco. But he was talking a lot.
When you looked at him, did he see anything in his appearance that
No.
drew anything specific to you about him?
No, I just thought, he was a little crazy or something because he kept rambling on, but you can never tell on people because, it's like you have to really, you don't know if he's on drugs and I know that he took medication, but, it could have been the medication, I don't know,
Okay.
so.
Okay. So you were on the 4th floor. Do you recall how many prisoners the jail had that day by chance?
Oh, no, I don't.
Did it seem full or did it seem?
Yeah, we were busy.
Okay,
We
so
were
busy
busy,
day.
yes.
Okay. And so when you were on the 4th floor, what time were you upstairs on the 4th?
I had been doing my cell checks. I don't remember, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I don't remember what
Can
time
you
it
give
was.
me, can you give me a guesstimation between what time you were on the 4th floor?
It was probably the morning part.
Morning part?
Yeah.
Do you have a time guesstimation?
Oh my gosh. Well, I started 6.
Uh-huh.
So, what was the 3rd?
Friday?
It was a Friday. Okay, so that was my 6 to 6. So, it had to
And
be
this is just,
6.
yeah, so this is just.
So I don't even remember what time because I came down and I had been doing like laundry and stuff like that and going back and forth because I was in charge of the 4th floor.
Okay,
So I really, when I come down, it's like to assist on the 1st floor because I'm assigned on the 4th floor.
so you have
So-
prisoners on the 4th floor?
No, not at that, if I'm down, I don't have prisoners up there.
Okay.
So,
So when you were up on the 4th floor, were you just doing other responsibilities?
yeah, just our normal routine from upstairs. But I came down, I was sitting aside, but it had to have been the morning part.
Okay,
I really don't remember because we had a lot going on.
okay.
Now I'm backtracking and I'm asking myself, was I on the 4th floor? Because normally if I was because it was Ruthie and Marco on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do y'all usually staff, how many people?
We do two and two. 2 in the control, 2 upstairs. But I'm a single, doing everything. I don't have a partner right now. so-
Upstairs?
Yeah, so I have to do, everything up there. Usually we just split, so it's not no big deal, but,
Okay.
and when I have to work downstairs, they'll partner me up with someone.
So if, and so it looks like Crabtree, he was arrested at approximately somewhere around like 11:30 something. So he was in our jail somewhere around noonish, a little after 12.
Okay.
Would that have been a normal time that you would have come back down?
Yeah,
Okay.
because if I didn't have anything up there, I was up and down.
Up and down
Yeah,
doing different stuff?
yeah.
Okay. So is that your first kind of interaction with Crabtree would have been during his bookend?
Yes.
Okay. Mhm.
Because that's the only time really I saw him, because then when I came down, we started court. I think we started late that day. And then there was a lot going on, because I remember doing, after he was booked in, they housed him or whatever, and I started doing court paperwork.
Okay.
Or, yeah, I was doing court paperwork.
So court paperwork,
And he was steady standing at the doorway.
okay, so
I could see him. I could see him.
you could see him?
Uh-huh.
Which
Yeah.
doorway is he standing
There's,
at?
in H, in cell H, you know how they, have you ever, well, you know how they have the long windows, and he was standing there.
Okay.
And then I remember my supervisor came out, and he talked to him, and I even told my supervisor that he's not gonna let you go, because he talked a lot, and, he intertwined you in the conversation,
Okay.
so,
Did you hear anything like slurred speech or anything that,
he was, when he first came in, it's like, but nothing that alarmed me.
okay,
Because he took medications, And so, I think he was brought in on a DWI.
mm-hmm,
And so, either, because I remember DUI, I don't remember, but anyway, because he said, that he didn't do it or something like that. I remember saying to him, that includes medications. you could be under the influence of medications. So,
Did he say anything after that?
I don't remember. He kept talking. He talked
Okay.
a lot, you know, so.
Okay. So did you do any of the security checks that day on the bottom floor?
I don't think I did.
Okay.
I think that, I don't remember, because but I saw him several times when I was doing all the paperwork.
Sure.
And usually when we have suicide people, on watch, it's every 10 minutes. So we have alarm that we set off to make sure we do it every 10 minutes.
To your knowledge, was he on suicide watch?
I don't know to tell. I don't think
Okay.
he was.
Okay. I'm just
Because he
curious.
was, alert and awake and everything, so.
Well, to your knowledge, had he made a statement that he wanted to hurt himself?
No,
Okay.
no, that I know of. I didn't hear anything like that.
Okay.
I remember Marco had put him on the phone, and then when he pulled him out, we asked him, did you make contact? Or he did. He asked him, did you make contact? Because we always make sure people make contact with, whoever they need to get, because, we have to put them on a free phone. So once they make contact, we know that they, contacted somebody to let them know they're in jail. And so when Marco pulled him out, he put him on our steady phone and called, I believe it was his daughter that he was calling, and he didn't want to leave a message. Because I remember Marco said, I told him, leave a message. Or was it? Well, anyway, so one of us did, and so he didn't want to. He didn't want to leave a message.
Now, so there's a like a phone that they have, like they call the phone booth?
There's a phone booth, yes. And that phone booth allows, we give them 10 minutes in there, okay? And the first 5 minutes are actually free, local calls. And so he was in there, and he had been trying, and like I said, I was doing paperwork, so I saw him, and so I looked over at him, and, I did tell him, have you made contact? And he just was kind of like a little frustrated. But then Marco brought him out and put him on our city phone.
Okay, so y'all allowed him to use your
Oh, yeah. We do that when we see that they don't make contact in the phone booth, because the phone booth it's weird. It's like, it lets you call somebody, but when they're calling or say you have a collect call from blah, 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 or you know how the operator talks. So a lot of people will not stay on the phone and, hear that the first 5 minutes are free, so they'll hang up. So when we see that happens, we put them on our phone.
So he was in the phone booth first, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then when he seemed a little frustrated, he wasn't getting a hold of anybody, you guys put him on the city phone.
Yes.
Now, when the city phone dials out, does the person at the other line see that number? Does it show up as the Plano jail, or does it show the number?
Yeah, I believe, because we got a new system now, before when you would dial, I believe it was 9, it would show, and if you dialed 3, it wouldn't show, because a lot of them didn't want them to know.
Right.
And so this one is just dialed direct, so I don't know if it's showing up or not. I know when somebody calls our phone, it shows up.
So if you put him on the city phone and it does show up to the other person, somebody would be able to see he's calling from that number if it shows up then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And it wouldn't have the collect call waiting thing
No.
with that one?
It would dial direct.
So, Carmen, how long have you been a jailer? Or detention
Total
officer?
detention, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 years.
Okay.
I did 4 years in Dallas and 22 here.
Okay. And so your shift ended at approximately 6?
Yes.
Did you leave at 6?
Yes.
Okay. How much time do you think you spent on the first floor that day? Because I know you were on and off, but
A few hours, I guess.
Couple, is it
Yeah.
like 1 or 2 hours, maybe?
Well, because I'm trying to remember if we went back upstairs or if we stayed down the rest of the afternoon. I don't remember.
Okay,
But, you know I came down and I was helping them with the court paperwork, and because we had a lot of people,
okay,
and so it was like moving fast, you know?
okay. Had a lot of people, but the time that you were down, as the way I understand is you recall seeing him at the door?
Oh, yeah.
Standing?
Yes.
When do you think,
Because Chris came out too, and I remember, I called, I don't know if I called Chris for something, but I needed him for something, and he did come in, because he does his normal, come out and checks,
was Chris helping you with a flash drive or something for another supervisor or something?
I think,
'Cause-
yes, because I needed him, that's what I needed him for. Two, because I had to correct a, evaluation that I had did on one of our new people. And
Okay.
because I had been training them, and so I didn't get it right. I mean, I did something.
Well,
that was
Chris did
correct.
mention that he helped someone.
Yes, he
So I
helped
guess
me.
he
It was
helped
me.
you. Okay, so that
Yes.
puts him there
Yes,
also. So you're there right about the time he's talking that he's had communication with
Yes,
them.
yes.
Okay, and like 22, 23 years, you said?
20, well, with the city,
Yeah,
22 years.
okay. Nothing that led you to believe, hey, we need to call
Alarms?
alarms? Okay,
No,
okay.
no, not
Nothing-
at all, because I'm in, I, like I said, I have been doing this a long time, and he didn't, I thought about, okay, we know how people are when they take medication or when they're intoxicated, especially because we're real strict on that.
Sure,
And so he had been taking his medication, but we felt like he was going to withdraw if we didn't get his meds there. But of course, we cannot administer medications when we know they've been brought in for DWI or DUI, because we don't know what's in their system,
okay.
and so.
Did he ever, with your conversation, did you ever hear him say, I want to go to the hospital, I want to,
No,
or-
I don't recall that.
Okay,
I don't recall that.
okay. You got anything else, Danny?
Yeah, give me just a second.
Okay.
I guess you just asked pretty much nothing alarmed you with him?
No,
Nothing, no indication? Did he ask to go to the hospital?
not that I recall.
Okay, did he, do you know if he was asking, did you hear him ask anybody
He,
else?
he asked about his medications.
Okay,
That's what I heard. He asked about his medications. And I believe the medications were there, but the officer had them because they were checking them or, whatever they do
and
normally.
is it your all's policy that you can't let him have his medications because it's a DWI?
Because we don't know what's in their system, yeah, we cannot give him, if he's intoxicated or we see that, he's mentally, not normal, yeah, we cannot, we're not doctors and nurses,
Do you guys send people to the hospital from the jail?
Mhm.
Okay. What would be some of the reasons you all would send somebody to the hospital?
Because, withdrawals, or because they don't have their medications and, like seizure people,
Yep.
they don't have their medications there, yeah, we're gonna have to send them to the hospital because, if they get sick or whatever.
Okay. Do they usually show signs of that coming on or anything, or?
They'll tell us, well, some,
No.
it depends on the seizure, because some are like, where they feel them coming on, and they'll tell us when they're, getting booked in.
Right.
We've had people that don't want to give us their medical information, but, I always stress to them, look, this is, for your good, because if anything happens while you're in our jail, we know what to show the paramedics. But, what was your question?
Were you aware of his medical conditions at the time?
Well, when I was listening, yeah, that's how I was becoming aware.
Okay.
Because he had just come in, so I really didn't know much about him.
Okay.
That's why I was listening.
Well, and Carmen, just for clarification, y'all work in an environment where their prisoners are walking at certain times, right? You may be working at a desk when there's people crossing, so your head's kind of like on a swivel anyway.
Yes. Multitasking.
You're multitasking. You may be even listening would it be because you may want to know who's coming into your jail now, and so it's not like you were eavesdropping. You're just
Oh, no, but you have to be like
Okay,
that.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because if you're not, you can't be tunnel visioned, because you have to pay attention to what's going on around.
Okay.
Did anything he say or do cause you to think maybe you should take him to the hospital or anything? Was there?
No.
Okay.
No, it didn't.
Did you, and you never heard him ask to go to the hospital?
I didn't. I don't recall him.
That you're aware of?
Yes.
Okay. And you did you hear any other jailers say, hey, he's requesting to go to the hospital?
No,
Okay.
I did not.
And if he would have requested, what do you all do if they requested?
We let the supervisor know right away,
Okay.
and then he'll call, officer to come and take him,
Okay.
or the on-call sergeant.
Okay, so an officer would take him if he was wanting to go to the hospital. If
Yeah.
it was a little more severe than that, would an officer still take him? Or
Well, we'll take them, if they ask, we gotta listen, we don't know what's wrong. Like I
Right.
said, we're not doctors and nurses, so we have to pay attention to what they tell us. If we know they even freaking hold their chest, we're calling 911. Because, like I said,
So
we're
an
not
ambulance-
doctors and nurses.
An
Yeah.
ambulance would take
Oh,
an
yeah.
officer on something severe?
On something severe like that, yes. Because if we call FD, they'll come and, they'll let us know whether they're able to go by patrol or if they need to take them. But, I guess he never asked that I recall.
Okay.
Because yes, of course we would have. We don't deny that to anybody.
Do you guys send people to the hospital regularly?
Yeah. Well, I would say. Yeah.
It's not
I
uncommon.
don't think patrol likes to come out and Yeah.
But it's not uncommon, though.
No.
Okay. Good.
No, it's not.
And if somebody does go to the hospital, it's not an inconvenience really on you all, is it?
No.
You mentioned.
Well, they go to the hospital, the officer comes and picks them up. Of course, we let the supervisor know. Officer
Yeah.
comes and, picks them up, takes them, they get hospital paperwork given. When they come back, we look at what happened with them and we log it.
But technically, it's one less body for y'all to have to deal with, or?
It doesn't,
It's not either way, or?
no. We're still gonna, this is our job,
Right.
so.
Okay, good.
I've read your statement, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You did witness detention officer, is it Salcido?
Salcedo,
So was he the one that actually did the bookend?
yes.
Yeah.
That I saw, because the guy was standing in front of him.
Is that right there at the corner, right by the where, when the doors open, it's right there immediately where?
No, that's where we do their property.
Okay, so.
Yeah, so they have to walk over to the tall counter.
Tall counter,
Where there's
okay.
a number 1 and 2, and that's where.
That's where y'all did it, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and two, let me add this, anybody that we know that has issues with medical, this is me, I always like to put them where I can see them clearly.
Okay.
Because, if they're gonna have, and like I said, if I would have been, and he indicated to me, he would have been right there where I could see him. That's me.
Okay,
And that's basically how our guys work too,
okay.
so.
Do y'all have some training on that stuff about?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Is it like annually y'all talk
Yes.
about it, like, kind of like for us?
We
when
have
do our-
classes every year that they, as a matter of fact, we just came back from defensive tactics and my body hurts. Sorry.
Okay.
So there was no indication, any reason to put him in a cell where you'd want to keep an eye on him
No.
right there? There was nothing
No.
that would indicate to you?
No. We put them in there because we have one bench in the jail. And that bench is an H. He clearly was gonna have problems if he, you know, because he said he had back problems coming up off the floor.
Okay.
So, you know, he was placed in H for that reason as well. Now, he requested also to be by himself. I remember that.
Okay. Who did he say that to?
Salcido.
Did he say why?
Oh, I didn't hear him.
Okay.
He just, you know, Salcido just told me that he requested it. I said, oh, okay. I don't question.
So he requested to have a single cell or be by himself?
Mhm.
Did y'all have to do that? Did y'all have to give him a single cell?
Yeah, we do, you know, because, you know, when they come in, we ask them specific questions, and that's one of the questions, you know, are you afraid somebody might hurt you or kill you or whatever? And in other words, if you want to be by yourself, you can, and we will put them.
You'll
on.
accommodate them
Yes.
even if y'all are like really
Well,
jam-packed?
now, if we're really, you know, we're not gonna put them anywhere where it's unsafe, but we will talk to them and let them know, we're not gonna put you anywhere where it's unsafe for you.
Okay.
You know, we don't do that to anybody. But it's very rare that we can't, you know, accommodate them. These last few days, we've been really busy, we've been full, but we've, you know, people that cannot stay downstairs or are not going to the county, we take them upstairs for housing.
So what is, and this is going to be your definition or your perception of what is full? What is full?
Well,
In a number, as far for a number
okay,
of
let's say, we went to the
prisoners.
county, we had like 22 people in jail.
So full would be about 22.
Yeah, because
would be
we had
perfect.
mattress. It was like there was no room to put any more mattresses. The only room you would have was over there by the toilet. Who wants to be by the toilet?
And I'm not saying that there were 22 Friday, but it was busy also.
Yes,
Okay, but your
yes.
definition of full would be about 22 people.
Yeah, it's not, because we can accommodate a lot more clearly, you know, than that. But we had a lot of people going to the county, so we normally keep them down
Okay.
because we're going to be transferring them.
Sure. So,
So-
if he would have got here at, let's say he got booked in and processed and made his phone call, and it's like 1,300 hours. When is the next run to the county?
Well, we don't have, each shift tries to do a run.
A run?
Yes.
Had y'all already
So-
done a run? To your knowledge?
No, I don't think so, because I think they were still in the, you know, awaiting to get, because court started late.
Okay.
So, they have to get arraigned before they're transferred. Whereas before, we would go earlier because we didn't have to arraign them. Now, that changed.
Okay. So, the 6 to 6P shift that you work on, to your knowledge, hadn't had a run to the county?
No, not, but we did. We ended up going,
You did?
yeah, but,
When did y'all
I
go?
don't remember what time, you know, they left, because I didn't go that day.
Okay. Would it have been before he was arrested?
No.
It would have been
No,
after
because
his-
we were having court.
Okay,
And so, you know, if that's going on, they haven't gone to the county.
okay.
But the prior shift could have gone, because every shift goes, you know, I mean, but like here lately, now that they're having to get arraigned first, we're doing later runs.
How many people could go to the county at one time, though?
10, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So if there were 10 before him, those 10 would have gone to the county before him anyways, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's kind of
Yeah,
like a,
and you know, even at that, you know, like something like that, if he was there for a DUI, we try to get them, you know, of course, arraigned earlier, you know, as early as possible. And we try to get them, you know, out of there, you know, to either to the county or, you know, if they're gonna bond out or whatever. So I'm in, what is the transport? Never mind. Okay.
I don't have anything else, Danny, unless you do. Well, I appreciate it, Carl. Oh, go ahead.
When you said he was in the cell with the bench, do you know if there was a pad in there?
We gave him a blanket. They had to have given him a blanket. If the person, if something's wrong with the person, like if they're, suicidal, if they're suicidal, we'll give them great blankets. But if he's gonna be of harm to himself or, acting crazy, we don't give him, unless we see, because sometimes we'll give them the blanket and the mattress and they'll, they're acting crazy, but the guy was never acting crazy, like
Do you know how many blankets he had? Is it normally just one?
one.
Okay.
That's, that's our normal.
Could they give him
procedure.
two if they were wanting to give him something? a little extra
If
for-
he requests it, we let the supervisor know, and we let the supervisor make that decision. But, we normally just give one
Give one.
because we don't want to give anything else to,
Right. Did you see a pad in there yourself, or do you know if they put one in there?
No, there was one in there.
There was one?
Yes.
Okay, so you saw a pad
Yes.
in there? Okay,
Well, when Marco put him in there, he grabbed one.
okay.
Yeah. It's good, Carl.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm just kidding.
Thank you very much.
Trying to make my day worth it. No problem, guys. Nice seeing y'all.
Thank
You too, we'll see you later.
Whoever he wants to send up next, we'll be waiting.
Okay.